Good evening, everybody. So, I lied. um, Last time I left off with talking about micro servos and having to check to see if I have anything that'll work. And something that has been bugging me about this build is this kind of connector. Not standard anymore, at least. So I just ran into my back area. I was gonna pack it up, and then I remembered I actually bought something vintage, and you can probably already see it right here. I bought this 4 years ago. It's a Hirobo receiver. Oh, this is actually my quartz right here. Receiver with servo and speed controller all in one package. And surprise, surprise. Look at the connectors. I paid 4,500 yen for this thing. No, yeah, about 4,500 yen, about 45 bucks for this thing. And got it in, and then realized, oh, this is completely wrong for what I'm doing. This is, again, 4 years ago or so on Amazon. I think they may still have these. I need to hop on there actually real quick and see. My magic ball predicts that I might not be doing 2.4 gigahertz on this thing because I'm not necessarily too keen on having to cut connectors and change stuff like that. It's an old kit. Who really cares, etc. But part of me is also, well, I want to keep it as original to that time period as possible. And, well, this guy fits the bill perfectly. Both a good and a bad thing. It's a good thing because this is exactly what I need. It's a bad thing because I'm trying to get rid of these guys. I have like 6 or 7 of these, and Futaba, I got 2 of these. I have a simpler model. I have a couple of fancy models with a digital display and everything. But I'm trying to get rid of these because I want to go 2.4 gigahertz all on one. At the same time, do I need 300 meters for a 120 scale car? No. Probably at 30 meters I wouldn't be able to see this car. But yeah, so I decided to test it. I'm going to show this to you here on video, of course, because I wasn't sure. I've never tested this thing actually, so just 10 minutes ago I checked it and it actually worked. Bloody hell. Battery goes in here. I already have the servo hooked up still from 4-ish years ago or so. And yeah, color matches and everything. Just by chance, just, by mistake. And go ahead and click this guy on. Because I actually have batteries in this. Power on. There you have it. Forward, reverse, and servo, left and right. Can't see it, of course. So, a little bit of interference there, of course. This is running on the number 8 channel. And it works! Really happy about that. So, that is good news for me. Because it's good news for two reasons. For one, I didn't waste 45 bucks. Probably the biggest reason. That's one of the big ones. They're both big. And the other number 1, I'm going to say number 1 2 times, because number 1, I didn't waste my money on this thing. And the other number 1 is the fact that this is actually meant for this kind of car. So, and this is, I have these are new old stock, I guess, and they don't come with the original instructions anymore. So these are copied or printed instructions. And it's the MCR-2C. I bought this from a hobby group in Japan, of course. Rated for 7.2 to 8.4 volts, 30 amp speed controller, FET. I think burst is up to 100 amps. 27 megahertz. Meant for 280 size motors, specifically 124 scale. It says here actually 2-channel for 124 scale, 120, close enough. I mean, Jesus, if this thing is rated for 30 amps, continuous, then this thing cannot pull 30 amps. I guarantee you that. But yeah, as luck has come to me. Again, I thought this was a throwaway, and I was really bummed out about it, but it works. You know, I'm actually really happy. MCR2C. There you have it. And it's brilliant also because, yeah, I can just hook it up as is. I don't have to do any kind of cut and splicing, you know, all this. Nope, don't need to do any soldering, which is really cool. I just got to add the lights and I'm good to go, you know. So yeah, I'm really excited about that. I've already looked through the instructions, and to make sure, you know, I checked the sizes and everything. And the way that this works is this guy will go basically right here, like so. It's supposed to be aligned with this side, this screw bolt right here. Center that kind of right about there. And then right behind that, this guy goes in like so. And then it'll basically look something like this here. And or maybe like this here. I can't remember which way it's supposed to go in. So, but yeah, I'm really stoked right now. So I'm going to continue building because, yeah, this actually really takes care of a ton of stuff that I was, you know, concerned about. You know, speed controller, and then getting, you know, speed controller using up one of my 2.4 gigahertz receivers, which is fine. You know, I have 4 more that I can use, but I also have 8 other cars to build. Ish, not 8, but like 6 or something like that. But anyways, yeah, this kind of fits the bill with the vintage, you know, aspect. Period. I guess I'm gonna assume. Period. Correct. This is also one of those ancient things from ancient times. But it works though, and the AM receiver 8s, I have, I think, 2 of these. So I have 3 of these cars, but at least for 2 of them, I might pick up another one of these. Hopefully they're still available. Oh, I'm going to cross my fingers there. But if it's available, I'm going to just go ahead and purchase that, and then I'll have one more car basically ready to have all of the electronics installed on it. And for 45 bucks, I mean, the Hobby Wing, whatever, I can't remember the other brand name. Those speed controllers are like 20, anywhere between 20 and 30 bucks, and you said into Sanzang. And they work great, of course, but it's overkill. This is a 240 size motor. Those are meant for 110 scale cars, not even really meant for 112 scale. So this is brilliant, and it fits just right, and the size, and I do believe this is how that's going to be, and the battery basically sits right here like so, I do believe so. And actually looking down, I can see the holes and everything. I think this is actually going to be how it's going to be mounted. So, and there you have it. We're getting closer to having a functional vehicle. So, without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and continue on here. I left off previously finishing up the suspension, having the suspension issues with the lower openings here for the holes, the eyelets for the lower front shock absorbers. Got that divvied out. Yeah, really excited. And even, I mean, hell, this on and off switch looks identical to the one here in the instructions. Identical. I mean, it's perfect. Really happy about that. The only difference, of course, is the servo. This has the eyelets and everything, which I will not be using, of course. But that's okay. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and start putting this together. Now, the only thing that this did not come with, which I hope... Okay, this does come with it, is the servo part here for the top. Here we have the two controller, whatever you want to call them, pieces. Now, I do believe they say that they're two different style. Okay, this is a small diameter, this is a large diameter, and there's an F and an S here, and they are different. And I do not know, this is the F, which is going to be a large diameter, and the S is going to be a small diameter. Don't know what that means. Ancient technology. What I do know is you just take the thing and you figure out which one's the one that fits, and it's going to be the S, which I assume is going to be standard, and F maybe stands for Futaba. I'm gonna guess it probably stands for Futaba, and S is going to be like other off-brand, you know, whatever you want to call it. So, with that said, we're going to be using this here, and no servo saver. There is no space for that, of course. And I'm going to actually plug this guy in here real quick and turn it on. And I want to make sure this is centered. So this is zeroed out on the controller. Right here, get right in the center. Would have been really cool to have the 2.4 gigahertz though, because then I could have had this set up with drift control. Because the thing that I have, the receivers have the gyro built in, which is really cool. Not required though. I mean, I'm pretty sure this thing will not drift. And even if it does, practice, learn how to drift it. So, but okay, this guy is centered. Okay, that's good. I'm getting warm. And what we want to do is follow the directions and not screw it up. So this guy is going to be here, and this is going to be pointing downwards, which makes sense here because these guys are angled back and they are facing down, as you can see right here. See that? That's facing down. So I'm going to take this guy here, and interestingly enough, it says here it should be pointing straight down to be centered, which is very different than the current kits. I think all the... Okay, that's not right. I know this is not going to be centered. I already know it. They say it should be straight down. I've yet to find a servo that actually does that. Okay, let's... Oh, there we go. Okay. So, one way, it'll be perfectly straight down. The other way, it'll be angled left or right. Maybe this is the problem that I've had with my other RC cars, but I never even thought to check it. So, yeah, screw that on. I hope that's going to be enough throw. Oh, whoops. Do I have the limiters on here? Ah, ha, 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 ha. I have the limiters on. This was set up for one of my other RC cars. There we go. I get the full range. Go ahead and turn this all off here. Oh yeah, this is proof in the pudding that the battery is still good. And it's hitting the bottom. Okay, what did I do wrong here? It says it should be pointing downwards, right? Yep, it says that. Right, okay, this is the other problem. So, this servo, this is a micro, super skinny servo. And it's supposed to actually have a gap here. I mean, not a gap, it's supposed to be thicker actually. So the height, you can even see here where the head kind of sticks out, has a bit of a lip, maybe, I don't know, a couple millimeters, something like that. So, so we have our first problem here. But I am not too terribly concerned about that. because we will just space it upwards. And in order to do that, I'm going to have to go off camera for a quick moment. So I'm going to go ahead and pause this, and I will be back in just a moment. Alrighty, I'm back again. This suddenly came up out of nowhere. I have some of this stuff. This is kind of a thick plastic, and my plan here is to stack it. And I'm going to use the 33-year-old tape. Just kidding. This stuff has zero stickability. It's dead, my friends. There's nothing left here. There's a little bit left, but no. It's not gonna work. So instead I have what's left of my cheap Daiso double-sided sticky tape. It's not the best stuff in the world, but it works pretty good for what it's worth. And yeah, I'm going to be using this plastic sheet here. And I don't have my scissors handy right now, but that's okay. I'm just going to eyeball it, because I think I'll only need one sheet, because if I stack, either I'll need one or two sheets. We'll see. But what I will do is go in here like so, and just give it a clip like so. So mark the one side. Sorry, you can't really see this. I'm actually doing it right here on the corner, but I'll show you in just a moment the quick and dirty way of doing this. And clip here. So what I just did is I nicked the two corners here, like so and like so. And I'm just going to go in and basically just cut it. And yes, this is not the right tool for this, I know. I will make it work. Click, like so. This is very much not the right tool for this, but okay. I don't have my scissors handy right now. And again, for this here, I just need to get just a rough cut. And then I'll make it look nice. Again, it's just a rough cut, so it's just a rough cut. Lift it up here. Whoops, went a little deep there. That's okay. Here we have our first piece. I'm just going to go in here and give her a little trim. Like so and like so. And we are already looking pretty good. So here's my little square piece. Give her a quick little sand. Wrong side. Even though you're not going to see it, just might as well just give it a little bit. There you go. Now we have our first sandwich plate, and look at that, just right. Just right. And to give this stuff, this isn't the greatest stuff on the planet. It works pretty good, but to give it a better chance, this side's already textured, this side is not. I do this all the time. If I'm, even on my normal RC cars, I'll always scuff up the surface a little bit, just to kind of give the tape something to really grab onto. You know, just to kind of roughen it up a little bit. Plus, it'll make sure that there's no lips from cutting the plastic. Yeah, this will give it more of a fighting chance to, you know, not get loose. And in this case, what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually start off on this side first and tape the first layer on and see how we are doing. And here also, I always do this. I take the servos and I just give it a little bit of a scuff on the bottom side. Again, this is just me. You don't have to do this. Maybe some of you guys, or maybe some other people do this, maybe not. Just give it a little scuffing. And I think for the sake of ensuring that this has the highest chance of... hell, it'll be okay. We'll even scuff up the little label here a little bit. It's on there, so it's not coming off. Again, just give this a nice scuffing. There you go. This is actually maybe a little bit too fine, but whatever. Granted, this is also pretty fine for what it's worth. Well, yeah, I'm just giving it an extra chance at, making a good bond. So, we're going to take this guy here. I don't actually really have a lot of this stuff left, but it should hopefully be enough. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to focus it towards the front more so than the back. I'll take my laser blade here, my razor blade, give her a nice cut, like so. A little over is fine. I've got my notifications coming in here on my phone. Let's go ahead and peel this off. Just run of the mill. Nothing really special going on here. There you go. And we're going to take this guy here and just plop him right on top. Just like so. Our first layer. Push her down. She doesn't go anywhere. And we need more. Of course. But just by adding that one layer, look at how much that added. The tape plus the plastic piece. The plastic's thicker than the tape. Has just given us an extra, I'm going to say 2 millimeters in height. And I think an extra 2 mil would be just right. So, I'm going to go ahead and just get my sheet out here again. And I already know how deep it needs to be, so I'm just going to go ahead and clip it vertically here. I've had this sheet also for a million years. I was originally going to throw it away. I bought this for building some custom pickup holders for a guitar that I own. Surprise, surprise, didn't work. It did work actually. The problem was the pickups that I got were actually junk. So they were really cheap though. I thought I would give some cheap pickups a little twirl. See, curiosity, of course. There we go. I was very curious to see if they were going to be any good, and they weren't. I mean, they're okay, but maybe with a ton of distortion, it's okay. But for the kind of playing that I like to do on my guitars, it was not going to cut it. Distortion is great and all, but sometimes you need good clean tone too. And the clean tone was lacking, unfortunately. But hey, I only spent like $20 on the pickups, so there we go. They were pretty cheap. And yeah, you got to try everything at least once, so. And no regrets. It was a fun little project that I did also, I don't know, 3-4 years ago or so. Okay, so here we have our second plate. Go ahead and check the size here. Okay, looking good. Again, just give her a little sandy sand on the sides. This sandpaper's toast. It's also 400 grit. No, it's 240. It was 240. It's 240, but it's now more like 800. But it's enough to get me by. I actually have a bunch of new sandpaper. I'm just too lazy to change it out. Well, not too lazy. I just didn't think about it. I didn't think I would be doing this right now, so. And this is all kind of filmed impromptu on the spot. just how I build RC cars sometimes. You know. Okay. Give that a nice scuff here on the front and rear. Again, give it a fighting chance. There we go. Edges are smooth. Ooh. That edge is a little whack. I'm going to give that a trim. There we go. Again, just to space the servo up a little bit. There we go. That's better. That's better. There we go. You know, it's not perfect, but I'm not going to see it anyways. It's just a spacer. So, go back over here. Again, do the same thing. I'm going to go just a little bit over the edge here also. Just to get that little, extra. And I hear the comments already. That's dangerous. You're going to cut yourself. No, I'm not. I know what I'm doing. See? Done this plenty of times. If anybody even comments on here. I don't care personally. But hopefully, again, somebody finds this information useful or interesting. You know, if you're into these old vintage racer cars. Ooh, I didn't do a good job of scuffing this side up. Not too many times that you come across something old like this and then be able to build it. And again, I'm kind of glad that I am recording this as I build, because yeah, you just cannot really, I don't know, there's not a lot of like build, I mean there are build videos out there and they're all kind of sped up and it's all, you know, new models, new stuff, and or unboxing of the 2.4 gigahertz this and this, 200 kilometers an hour top speed, blah blah, lipo. Okay, I like lipo batteries, but brushless 2400 kV, blah 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 blah. And I mean, it's cool stuff, don't get me wrong, but and I mean, I watched the videos too. So what can I say? But I miss the simple times, the simple days of small model RC building, like this kind of stuff, you know. Small, simple, relaxed. It's not about speed. I mean, speed is nice, but it's also about building and enjoying. There you have it. I think that looks just about right. Got a little bit of a gap down there. That's just right. And of course, we're going to end up with just a little bit more here. With the last sandwich piece of tape, and plop it down here. Yup, we are in business. I put this here flush. You can see it's just got a little bit of a gap in there, so that would be perfect right there. I should just super glue this thing here. No, I'm not going to do that. I could, but I won't. And having it just a little bit higher will also line up with these arms a little bit better too. So I think that the last bit of tape here is going to make everything right as rain. And again, I'm going to go ahead and overlap just a little bit on each side. And I'm going to do a nice cut right here. Oh, that wasn't an okay cut. That wasn't too bad. Yeah, we're good. It's got a little bit of an overlay on the side. A little bit of an edge. Ah, the stuff. Again, this is not the best. This is not 3M. It works though. It really does work. I use this on a lot of my RC cars, so all of them almost. There we go. That was a little sketchy, but we're good. So Again, following the instructions here. I got the double-sided sticker type all ready to go. This is a little bit different, of course. We got our S size here. Don't forget to add the set screw. Boy, oh boy, did I almost make a mistake. That would have sucked. Big time. Is that the right screw? That's the other thing, is that, yeah, that's the right one. That is the right one. We good. This is a screw you really don't want to actually have come out on you. Okay, we good. Still moves. It's actually a really nice motor. It's zero play, nice and tight. Okay, now we have our little stack here. And again, it may look ghetto to some people, but hey, I don't care. I mean, I kind of do care, but at the same time, you know, you just do what you got to do to make it all work. And again, we want to make sure this is centered here. Once this is down, it's down. And you know what? I am actually going to go ahead and, before we go any further, I'm going to put the these pieces in here. And from what I can tell, yep, see, it's a good thing I stopped. You actually got to go from the back side here, like so. Oh geez, this is gonna be fun. Tight. Oh, hold up, I'm an idiot. I gotta go from the front actually, my bad. The front. No, that's not right though. Okay, so. Oh, okay, here we go. I'm an idiot. It says right here which way, how they go. So, okay. So this is the one side, and this goes in. Yeah, from the back. So I'm going to turn it this way here, like so. And hopefully this guy will go in. There we go. Cool. Okay, there we go. I got our first one in. Now the second one's going to be a nightmare probably. I should have probably done this a different way, but the hell with it. It'll be okay. It'll be fine. I have confidence in my skills. See, there we go. Alrighty, there we go. We're going to go ahead and center this back down again. And these two guys are in. Boy, that's really close. But it has a little bit of a gap, so you can kind of see that. Like a spark plug gap. 10 thou, 20 thou, something like that. So, now we make sure that this guy here is centered. And again, this is where, so we want to actually do the upper inside one is what they're saying. I did not test to see if that's the way I want it to go. So I will actually just follow the instructions on this one, just in case. Ooh. So he's in there. We'll lift this guy up over here. And yeah, see, this is where you realize that one side needs to come off if you want to put them both in. Or not. Never mind. There we go. So now we go over here. It's not perfectly centered. That's okay. I don't know. Should this be straight or should I go forward more? Okay, it should actually be forward, and they want a 1 millimeter gap. So they want this thing way up here. Okay, so we're going to follow the instructions and go way up. And if I screw this up, it's game over, because no turning around at this point. So, there we go. That is what they're saying. Oh boy, I'm a little bit skeptical about this tape, though. I can tell you that much. I should have scuffed up the aluminum. You dummy. But, for what it's worth, let's give it a test drive. Well, let's test it out, make sure everything is fine. So, turn that on. Yeah, she works. Cool. See, this tape, see, that's a little wonky there. So, I'm going to do something that I didn't think I was going to have to do, but I'm going to zip tie it. Just for, just in case. Pretty sure it'll be okay. But at the same time, probably wouldn't hurt. That one's too short. Just to be safe than sorry. I'm certain it'll be okay. Again, safe than sorry. We have I need to buy more zip ties. I'm missing, well, not missing, I've used a lot of a specific size of zip tie. And this is kind of why, like my tomahawk that I have, it also uses zip ties. Actually, it uses a zip tie tape and then the double-sided sticky tape, and then it also uses a zip tie to hold the steering servo in place. And again, just a little extra. Oh balls! Should I have done this the other way? Probably. Probably should have done that the other way. So I'm just gonna kind of weasel this thing around here. I hate wasting zip ties. I don't have a lot of zip ties left, so I mean, I have lots of zip ties, but this specific size, I don't have many left, so I'm just gonna weasel this around here. There we go. Have it facing downwards right there. Then there we go. And even though this thing is kind of angled forwards and, this kind of closes in size, pretty sure, again, pretty sure this will be all right. Well, it got cold actually. I'm in shorts and it's been a long time since I've said that it's cold. There we go. I'm actually going to back it up here a little bit. Both love and hate zip ties. They're great, but they're also terrible to work with sometimes. Okay. Come on, baby. You can do it. Especially with something like this where you don't really have a lot of wiggle space, man. Jeez. Let's slide it forward again. Let's see if I can. I guess worst case scenario, if I have to redo this again, all I need to do is just get some better quality. Oh, you know what? I think it'll be okay. I need to just get some better quality double-sided adhesive. Because again, what I'm using currently is not the best stuff on the planet. It's from Daiso. It works okay though, but it's not the best. It really is not. So, okay, I think this is about as good as we're gonna get it at this point. And again, just that little extra. Click, there we go. Now we should be good. Not necessarily too happy about this here. Yeah, we'll see how it works out. If it's a problem again, I can always go back and fix it. So I'm more. Yeah, it ain't perfect, but oh well, it'll do for now. Again, if I'm probably gonna revisit this. There's a very high chance that I'll be back revisiting this. So there we go. Well, we have our servo installed, as good as it's gonna get basically at this point. So now we get to tighten these guys down here, which I had already installed in the previous video, but I did not tighten them completely. So go ahead and tighten these guys down here. And here also a 1.5 millimeter gap. Again, you don't want these to bind. And you know when they bind because these will actually push out. So there we go. And we can verify, as usual. I'll go ahead and put this guy in here. We can hear. Working pretty good. It's got a little bit of a wiggle here. It's pretty tight though. Okay, cool. It's not loose. Not tight in a bad way. I mean snug. Cool. Well, let's go to the next page then over here. And this is, okay, so yeah, this is where we get the reinforcement for the servo actually. So, the way this actually works here is that okay, should be facing forward. Okay, so the way this works is, yeah, this will actually go right here. And this will actually butt up against the servo, and that'll actually keep it from twerking left and right. Lack of a better word, but it works. So maybe I didn't even have to add the zip tie. So I might actually cut that off, but just for the time being, I'm going to keep it there. Before continuing though, like I mentioned before, I'm going to go ahead and scuff this surface up here a little bit. And give it a fighting chance. There you go. And I'm going to scuff up the metal here too. This is aluminium, so aluminum, whatever you want to call it. And just giving it a nice scuff. If there's any kind of coating on here, I mean, maybe there is anti-corrosion coating on here, but the reality is, one, this is not an outdoor car. Two, is tape does not stick on stuff like that very well, generally speaking. So again, I want to give this a nice fighting chance. I'll use my shirt to wipe this off here real quick. I gotta wash this shirt anyway. So, again, it's just gonna make things so much more solid, so much more reliable. And go ahead and apply the first line of tape. Just slice here. And then our second line. So yeah, I have a feeling I did not. Ooh! Right at the end, my friends. Barely have enough to finish this. Not barely, I have like another 15 centimeters or so. There we go. And just for prosperity, make sure that I look at this correctly. And again, yeah, we want to make sure that this guy is actually butted up against the servo. Now, do I see a problem here? Yes, I do. So, because of this type, that was actually way too much, wasn't it? Whatever. Because of how these cables are coming out in the center, it says that should be okay. I don't know how I feel about that, though. Maybe it's fine. So, before I continue here, 2.6 by 6, I'm going to pull these guys here. These are the 2.6 by 6. No, these are 8s, actually. I don't have any other 2.6 by 6. Yes, I do. These guys right here. Man, the difference is just nothing. I'm going to go ahead and run the D7 block here. Number 10. Here we go. And I want to see, again, this is not 100% the correct parts. And as a result of that, you can see there's a massive gap here. And that's because the servo is a little bit on the small side. So the servo is supposed to actually come out to right about here, believe it or not. But I have all this gap. So alright. Yeah, that's a problem. That's a problem, for sure. Alrighty, I'm thinking right now here real quick. Because I can change out the micro servo. I have at least one or two full-sized servos, spares, that I could use instead, which I have a feeling is going to have to be the situation. So, I got pretty darn close here. Pretty darn close. Again, it's not supposed to use micro servos. This guy's correct though. This is correct. It's not the wrong anything. It says 124 scale. It can absolutely do a 120 scale, but I am a little bit concerned with the depth. Because again, I think that's the whole point here, is that this guy gets mounted here like so, and it gets pushed up against this servo here and holds it in place. Bummer. Okay, let me think here real quick. I mean, I could make a spacer, but Alrighty, I'm gonna pause the video here for a moment and I will be right back. Alrighty, just like that, jump back in here again. So, I actually just tested it out real quick. So, looks like I will be using one of my Tower Pro MG995 digital high-speed servos in this build because the other micro servos that I have these are like Muse, the MS-18 micro servos, really awesome servos, too small. It's the same size. It's like 1 millimeter taller than what's already in here. So, bummer. Well, servo is a servo, so I mean that's why I have them. Dink. Not too much of a bummer. Oh. A little bit of a bummer, but how did this turn into almost an hour of trying to install a servo? You know, that's my question. Fail. But in any case, you know, this is just the kind of stuff that happens sometimes. So, yeah, unedited, non-scripted, just a pre-recorded live stream, basically. And actually, this is okay too. Oh, actually, no, he's on there good. Okay, so the good news is, I know some of you will really disagree with me on this. Oh yeah, he's not coming off. He'll stay on there. I'm okay with that. But what's already on the on here is not coming off, so don't have to worry about that. I'll give this guy the well, yeah, I get to do this all over again. That's right. Brown, yellow, signal, white. There we go. And does work, which is cool. Okay. So now I just need to get the other servo head because I know this is a large size Futaba, whatever you want to call it. So I know for sure that this guy will need him instead. And this is actually an all metal gear servo. These are actually really nice. They're solid too. They got some strength to them. Okay, so that means he goes there. I can go ahead and turn this guy off here. So it looks like I'll be going out and buying some more of these guys. And, yeah, you know, it is what it is. Again, as long as I can make it all work. That's what matters to me the most. This guy is a behemoth, though. It's actually a little bit... I mean, I looked at the picture and everything, and it's a little bit on the long side. The end cap is maybe about 3 or 4 millimeters too long. Isn't this ridiculous? Look at the size of this thing. This is the receiver, you know. But this also has the side pieces here, which you normally don't need, or yeah, in this car's case, do not need. So we're just gonna go ahead and pop this guy out here and pop this guy out here. Unfortunate, but hey, at least I caught it now instead of later. And one nice thing about running this guy is this actually uses a nice I think M3 screw. So I can just go in here and connect these guys first and then connect it to the servo. There you go, just like that. Make sure he's centered. Make sure he's centered. He's not centered. Center. Center, I say, center. There we go. And yes, I will get some more tape on here. It's going to be a little tricky, but I've not forgotten. No worries. And same thing though, this is going to be way up here. And yeah, it's going to be nice and close to the servo, but that's okay. Nice and close is an understatement. More like really freaking close. And I'm actually going to pre-cut this on here. So, because I know it's going to be about yay big. So. And forgot to sand it down. Even a good servo, I will sand him down. Just to kind of give it, where did my sandpaper go? Give it an extra chance. Just give it a little extra something, you know, extra friction grip, whatever you want to call it. And you'd be surprised actually how uneven these guys are. Even a nicer, I mean, again, this is no $50, $100 servo or anything like that, but I also sometimes wonder, I mean, what are you getting for a $100 servo? Are you really getting something that's that much better? I mean, maybe you are. I don't know. I could be wrong. Again, I've been wrong many times, and I'm okay with that. Look at that. Perfect. Spot on. Yeah, get this guy off. This tape is also getting a little bit on the older side. It's not really that old per se, but it has it sticks to certain surfaces extremely well, and then other surfaces it's like, nope, nope, I don't care, nope, I'm not gonna stick, I don't care. Okay, why do you have to make my life miserable? So again, we're going to go up here and we're going to give it about 1 millimeter, and we're going to plunk it down right there. That's too close. Balls. Come on, back. Lift it up here carefully. There we go. Now we're good. We are in. Really hope I tightened that screw down. That comes loose, you're kind of SOL. Perfect though, look at that. That's how it's supposed to be. And again, this is a little bit on the long side, but this is a really heavy duty servo actually. But for what it's worth, when we plop everything together here, you have a nice, tight, solid, too tight fit. Oh, the hell with it. I'm just going to put it together and see what happens here. Oh, ball. See, I knew it. Okay, well. Alrighty, folks. It's a little bit too long. Oh, you bastards. Okay, so if I don't use this guy, it would be fine, but I really want to use that to make sure that this is nice and tight in there. And yeah, it's like, this end cap here is just like that much too frickin' long. How big is this thing? Top to bottom? 38 mil. I need this to be like 36. Or like 35. No, even 36. I would be able to get with it if it was a 30, like if it was a 36. That would be all that I need. Okay, so I'm going to stop here for the time being and go back to the drawing board and check my other servos. I have some other options. I have more servos. Problem is the connections are wrong, but I can fix that. That's not an issue. So yeah, in any case, this is what it's going to look like towards the end. Bummer. In any case, well, I'm going to stop right here for now. This is a mild fail. I'm sorry. I didn't... An hour's worth of work and I don't have much to show, but we're getting there, so little by little. Alrighty. I'm going to hit the drawing board. I'm going to stop recording now. I might do some more work on this, but I'm not going to be recording that. If I fix it, I'll just continue from where I fixed it and then show, what I did afterwards. So, alrighty, you guys all have a great evening. Thank you for tuning in. If you tuned in, hopefully you find this stuff useful, informative, interesting. As I fail away here, but this is what happens when you're dealing with ancient stuff. Again, this is ancient, so 33 years ago. And I'm glad that I have this, though. This still is better than having nothing at all. So much better than having nothing at all. Either I'll use a different full-size servo, or I will use one of my micro servos and make a spacer, a piece of wood or something like that, and then just slide it in and then push it all together. So we'll see. Alrighty, in any case, have a great evening. This is it for me today. And when I see you, maybe I will continue more of this tomorrow. But until then, yeah, have a great evening or a great day. Great whatever. Since, again, I'll be posting these kind of staggered out. So maybe evening post and afternoon post probably. So we'll see. For me, it's evening. For you, it's morning. For me, it's morning. For you, it's evening. Time zones. Alrighty. Talk to y'all later.